and breaking down the main tape for now. It's time to move on to our marquee games of the weekend. All right, we're obviously going to start with Alabama at Texas, noon Eastern on Fox. Alabama 20-point favorite. Over is taking money here up to 65. I'm going to let you make the case for Texas. I'm still on the fence from a pure numbers perspective. If I look at my projection, I think that there's value on Texas, but I'm still a little bit concerned about the Texas defense, right? We didn't learn anything last week based on their opponent. And while they do have one of the most talented quarterbacks in the country, again, we didn't learn anything last week, and he's just a kid. Is the speed of Alabama, that defense, going to be too much for him? Does this get out of control early? I keep going back and forth on this. I say, all right, I want to bet maybe Texas first half because of the number. The scripted portion will kind of calm yours down. But then I say to myself, maybe I'll wait. If he's nervous early, make some mistakes, and maybe I'll wait to get a better number live. So I'm all over the place here. But from a numbers perspective, I do think that there's value in Texas. Make the case for your boy Sark in Texas.
Love Coach Sark. I'm a fan of Steve Sarkisian, but I'm going to make a case here for why you should take Texas. Now, I will say that I grabbed 21 earlier in the week. I am patiently waiting. I think the parlay cards, once those come in on Saturday, it's going to push this thing up to 21. If it's 21 and a half, great. I'll shove in another unit on it and enjoy myself. But if you want to make an actual case when it comes to the gridiron, what happens on the field, the offensive line play from Alabama was not stellar against Utah State. Bryce Young had 4 scrambles in the game for 107 yards. That's not what you want your Heisman Trophy winner quarterback doing. More importantly, he's out there taking shots in the middle of the field. And in game 1 against Utah State, tackles J.C. Latham and Vanderbilt transfer Tyler Steen posted the lowest grades in run and pass blocking of any of the linemen. And there was some relief when Amari Kite came in at tackle, but it just wasn't a good showing by the tackles. The interior guards and center were fine, but the tackles were in trouble. You know who did have a good showing in week 1? The Texas defensive line, specifically Keandre Coburn, had 4 hurries on the day, created some havoc from the edge. I know it's ULM. Again, one data point. Quinn Ewers looks great on film. The sidearm sling at all distances, the ability to float and evade pressure, stepping up in the pocket to make throws. And despite that, it looks like he fell out of a Whitesnake video and he had his Porsche towed, like 2 things that I just hate. His only real mistake came when he
was it a Porsche? I saw he got his car towed. Was it
a Porsche? It's a Porsche. The NIL deal got a Porsche. It got towed, and nice. Yes, he looks like something out of Whitesnake. But no, the only mistake that he made is he was running to the right and he tried to throw it. He tried to thread it between a couple defenders. I don't think he'll make that mistake again against Alabama. But this game, Stuck. I go back to this. We talked about this in the summer. Tell me if I'm wrong here. This game feels like when Alabama has been in the college football playoff, specifically in the semifinals. When they played Notre Dame and Cincinnati, Saban would put it into 5th gear. He would get a 3-possession lead, and then he'd sit on the ball, right? Notre Dame covered that semifinal playoff game because what was the goal? Get the victory, get out of town, be healthy for the national championship. What's the point in blowing out Texas here, putting up a 55-0? Could it happen? Sure. They could just line up and be that much better. I don't think they are, especially from Texas's offensive side. But and Alabama's defense is amazing, right? That what they did to Utah State to allow them to only throw for like 110 yards. That secondary, what Alabama did against Utah State, it is amazing. But Bijan Robinson is not playing for Utah State, so I think there's going to be a lot of misdirection, a lot of other things happening. But Saban has no desire to run the score up here. To me, this is semifinal playoff territory. Get the win, stay healthy, get out. Bryce Young's taking licks and scrambles. No, take a knee, get your ass on the turf. Let's get out of here healthy and start our SEC schedule. So, like I said, I'll buy 21. I'll buy 21 and a half. I'll buy anything over 21 because it's backdoor territory. But anything under that, I'm not going to touch. But this is completely all about Alabama just needs to win and get out. Sark covers this game. Then Texas is on the right path. And that's exactly what you're going to hear after the game.
There's the Sark I mentioned. There's no media day mentioned, so I only cashed one of my 2 bets for your breakdown there. But from what you said, it sounds like I should slam on the brakes of my Porsche and wait. because for potentially a better number live rather than go first half Texas, which I think is sitting at around 12. Because look, I agree with everything you said. Look, the Texas defensive line looked great. Quinn Ewers was obviously extremely talented at quarterback, looked great. But after every sentence, you could always say, but it was ULM.
Yeah.
But I agree. The value is on Texas. And especially if you can get 21 or better, I might wait live there.